Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions, and I am here with a bumped up request from Brad. Thank you very much, Brad. And this is for Tom Waits doing Big Joe and Phantom 309, a Red Sovine cover. According to Brad, I don't think I know the song. If I've ever heard it, it would have been probably Tom Waits doing it. And a long, long time, many, many moons ago, I saw a couple different shows. Tom Waits was doing several songs, but it was almost as a journey as he walked down the street and went around lampposts and things. I can kind of remember it. And he did a lot of songs, but I wouldn't have known the names of the songs. So it could have been, this could have been included. I don't know. I have no idea. If I do recognize it, I'll let you know, but there's a good chance that my memory won't serve that well anyway. We'll see. So I have done a number of reactions to Tom Waits, however. Check in the description for my link to a playlist for Tom Waits if you want to see them all in one place. Also, I'll put a link there to his channel so you can go and subscribe and like and comment and support the artist. Check out everything on the channel. I really encourage you to do that. Also in the description, a way to bump up your request as Brad did here, and you can get it much, much quicker than on the regular list if you should like to do that. Don't forget to subscribe here. For those of you that have subscribed and sent messages and information, thank you very much. I really appreciate all the support, and I read everything you send and answer as many as I can. All right, let's have a listen to Tom Waits.
It's story time again.
Story time.
I'm going to tell you a story about a truck driver. Wow. The story is written by a guy named Red Sovine, and it's called The Ballad of Big Joe and Phantom 309.
I like the
I just
guitar.
happened to be back on the East Coast a few years back. I was trying to make me a buck like everybody else. I'll be damned if times didn't get hard. Christ, I got down on my luck. And I got tired of just roaming and bumming around. So I started thumbing my way back to my old hometown. You know, I made quite a few miles in the first couple of days. You know, I figured I'd be home in a...
Yeah, I'll just stop this once and then we'll go to the end. He just talked about hitchhiking, thumbing a ride, and I had a friend who used to do that all the time. This was a long time ago, mind you. Traveled all across Canada hitchhiking, and according to him, never really ran into any major incident. I tried hitchhiking once, actually, to go visit this friend. That's why I got the idea, because there were no buses or anything to get there. Many of the towns, smaller towns and things. Well, nowadays it's almost impossible to get anywhere except in the major cities. But then there were a few, but none, not to there. So anyway, I thought, well, he hitchhiked all around Canada. I'm going to I'm going to give it a shot, and I'll walk a long way, and then I'll hitchhike some of the way. And immediately, the first car that stopped, uh, it was not good. I mean, I escaped, but it was not a good experience, and I never tried hitchhiking again. And nowadays, of course, it's probably a very dangerous thing to do. But anyway, I love the way Tom tells stories. I realize that this is from Red Sovine, but I love the way that he presents the stories. He often does that, and it's got that sort of gritty vocal as well. All right, let's keep going.
roaming, bumming around.
You can
So
picture
I
it.
started thumbing my way back to my old hometown. You know, I made quite a few miles in the first couple of days. You know, I figured I'd be home in a week if my luck held out this way. And you know, there was the third night, though, and I got stranded. And it was out at a cold, lonely crossroads. As the rain came pouring down, man, I was hungry. I was hungry, tired, freezing. Caught myself a chill. It was just about that time. Yeah, it was just about that time that the lights of an old semi topped the hill. Should have seen me smile and heard them air brakes come on. And I climbed up into that cab where I knew it'd be warm. At the wheel, well, at the wheel sat a big man, and I have to say he must have weighed 210. As he stuck out a big hand and said with a grin, Big Joe's name. And this here rig's called Phantom 309.
Cool.
Well, I asked him why I called his rig such a name. But you know, he turned to me and said, why, son, don't you know this here rig will be putting them all to shame? Now, there ain't a driver. No, there ain't a driver on this or any other line for that matter that's seen nothing but the tail lights of Big Joe and Phantom 309. So we rode and we talked a better part of the night. And I told my stories and Joe told his. And I smoked up all his viceroys and rolled along. Pushed her ahead with 10 forward gears, man. That dashboard was lit like the old Madame LaRue pinball. Serious semi-truck.
That's the sound of the bass, too.
But almost mysteriously, well, it was the lights of a truck stop that rolled into sight. And Joe turned to me and said, I'm sorry, son, but I'm afraid this is just as far as you go. I kind of got to be making a turn just up the road a piece. I'll be damned if he didn't toss me a dime as he threw her in low. He said, go on in there, son, and get yourself a hot cup of coffee on Big Joe. And I mean to tell you, when Joe and his rig pulled off into the night, man, nothing flat that was clean out of sight. So I walked into the stop. Well, I ordered me up a cup of mud. Saying Big Joe setting this dude
Cup
up.
of mud.
It got so deathly quiet in that place. Yeah, it got so deathly quiet in that place. You could have heard a pin drop. And as the waiter's face turned kind of pale, I said, what's the matter? Did I say something wrong? I kind of said with a halfway grin. Said, no, son. You see, it'll kind of happen every now and then. 'Cause every driver in here knows Big Joe, son. But let me tell you what happened just 10 years ago out there. Yeah, it was 10 years ago out there at that cold, lonely crossroad. And there was a whole busload of kids, and man, they were just coming from school, and they were right in the middle when Joe topped the hill, and it could have been slaughtered, except Joe turned his wheels and jackknifed. Yeah, it jackknifed. And it went into a skid, and you know, folks around here, well, they say he gave his life to save that bunch of kids. And out there at that cold, lonely crossroads, well, they're saying it was the end of the line for Big Joe and Phantom 309. It's funny, you know, 'cause every now and then, yeah, every now and then, well, when the moon's holding water, well, they see that old Joe stop and give you a ride. It seems just like you, well, some hitchhiker be coming by. So here, son, he said to me, you get yourself another cup of coffee. It's all in the house. I kind of want you to hang on to that dime. Yeah, I kind of want you to hang on to that dime as a souvenir. I want you to keep that dime as a souvenir of Big Big Joe and Phantom. Big Joe and Phantom 309.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, awesome, awesome storytelling. Yeah, I haven't heard this story. I would have picked up on this story. My memory's not that bad, so I would have remembered this story. Uh, yeah, that's cool. You kind of start guessing as you get partway through, especially with the name Phantom 309. But it's an excellent story, and the way that Tom presents it is great too. And I love his voice. Um, Speaking voice, singing voice. I know it's not the stereotypical singer voice, but I always like Tom Waits, and I love the way that he tells stories as well. And I guess this is a Red Sovine story, but he presented it really well. Um, yeah, so and, you've heard similar stories previously. This kind of idea of running into somebody who's been dead for a long time or whatever. um, yeah, it's fun. The A dime for a cup of coffee. Wow, where's that? It was a long time ago when this happened, I guess. So, but yeah, you can picture everything in your mind. The imagery and the way that he tells the story. You can imagine very clearly the scenes, and that's always a sign of a good storyteller. Anyway, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. You can let me know in the comments as well, of course. Check in the description for a link to Tom Waits' channel so you can go there and subscribe and like and comment and support the artist. Also, check in the description for a way to bump up your request, as Brad did for this one. Thank you very much, Brad. Get your request much, much quicker. And don't forget to subscribe here, if you don't mind. Apart from that, you can let me know how you're doing. How's your pet dog, cat, fish, gerbil, budgie, whatever? How's life going? I hope it's going well for you. I hope it's going better than for um, this guy that's trying to hitchhike and get by in life, and certainly better than uh, Big Joe. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that to happen. All right, keep listening, keep having fun. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Bye bye for now.